What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're gonna talk some football, Houston Texan football. Today we're gonna preview the matchup versus the Buffalo Bills. Houston Texans will take on the Buffalo Bills Saturday at 3:30, 3:25, 3:30, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But y'all know what it is. It's the Houston Texan Classic. Every time the Texans have been in the playoffs, they play the same playoff game. Always the first playoff game that Saturday on ESPN. We already know what it is. Everybody knows. We knew when the game happened. Oh, hey, we're gonna be playing Saturday. We already know what it is. It's Houston Texan Classic. So everybody be out there. And speaking of that, go on Twitter right now. If y'all follow me on Twitter, if you're not following me, go follow me. Spits thread 9 underscore on Twitter and retweet what I tweeted. Tag the Houston Texans to rock the color rush jersey Saturday in the playoff game. I seen people posting on Instagram, so hey, tag them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever social media you use. Tag the Texans on rocking the color rush jerseys. Tag them in YouTube right here, whatever. Make sure we get them. We need the whole fan base to be on one accord. We trying to rock the color rush jerseys on Saturday. Color rush might need to be our main jerseys, but that's a whole nother subject right there. But we need to rock them Saturday. We 5-0 on the color rush jerseys. We need to rock the color rush jerseys. Now we're gonna talk about this matchup because this game means more than just a regular playoff game. You know, if you went out there and ordered you a division shirt, cool. You know, the division shirt says South, not enough, and I've seen that. I got crunk. Then kind of felt a little bit ways when I found out that everybody that won the division got the same exact shirt. Everybody like the North, not enough. The East, the West, not enough. So it wasn't just a Houston Texan thing. I guess it was a complete NFL promotion type thing. But we feel a little bit differently down here in Houston because we've been seeing the same movie. Like I just said, the Saturday, the Houston Texan Classic on Saturday. I mean, the decade's about to end. Today's the last day of the decade. Shout out 2019. Come on, 2020. Uh, that the Texans in this decade have won the division the second most in the NFL, only behind the Patriots who've won 10. Texans won 6 division titles in this decade, second behind the Patriots who've won 10. And we have yet to sniff an AFC championship game, let alone Super Bowl. So they hold the South is not enough. We really mean that. Like this fan base right here is really starving for something different. And we can't continue to watch the same old thing. Like I said last night on the show on Salt Sports, shout out to everybody there on Salt Sports. If the Texans go to the AFC championship game, if they win Saturday, and then win next week either in Baltimore or in Kansas City, depending on what happens in New England against the Titans, and then possibly make it to an AFC championship game, let alone a Super Bowl appearance, you might be able to forgive and bypass that Denver loss and that Ravens loss because you took this franchise to places it's never been. And you took in possibly the city to places it's never been because even when the Oilers were in Houston, they never made it to the Super Bowl. They didn't make it to their Super Bowl until they became the Titans out there in Nashville. So you could be possibly taking the city to places it's never been. And if you do that, then you could kind of forgive bad losses like that. But in that same breath, in that same token, if you go out there and lose Saturday at home against Buffalo, against Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, then you can't. You're gonna have to excuse and forget about that win in Kansas City and that Sunday night victory against the Patriots a month ago because that means nothing. Those victories out, those good when people when we beat Kansas City, you had people walking to work the next day talking about I think this team can win a championship. Or when the Texans beat the Patriots, oh we got over the hump, we finally beat the Patriots, like that was a Super Bowl. Got Bill O'Brien crying in the car because he got the game ball and all this type of stuff. Those things mean nothing if you watch the same old movie again. If you get done 21-7 at home like you did last year against Indianapolis, or 30-0 at home against Kansas City. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that this opponent right here might be the toughest opponent that they've faced in the first round. It's better than that Bengals team in 2011 and the one in 2012. So better than that 2016 Connor Cook Oakland Raider team. Because I don't even think they had Amari Cooper in the game either. I think like only person of note that they had was Khalil Mack, and it's better than that Kansas City team with Alex Smith. It's better than that. One, this defense is better. Now, of course, Andrew Luck is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Like that's not even the question. But this defense right here is a badass defense, and I mean bad in a good way. Not bad like it's trash defense. The defense is bad. I told people that last year when we struggled against the Bills last year, I'm like, well, the Bills do have a top 10 defense. I might have said top 5. This defense is better than that defense last year. In my opinion, this defense, at the very least, is the third best defense in the NFL, if not the second best and the best defense in the AFC. I think the 49ers defense is better. The Ravens defense is a solid defense as well. But I think this Bills defense might be better than that Ravens defense. I could be wrong. I really like Tre'Davious White though. So I think that this is going to be a tough matchup for the Texans, and this is going to be a solid quality win. But in that same thing, I think you can beat this team. Defensively, the thing is, you gotta force Josh Allen to beat you with his arm. Now with his legs, I always say that he's a mobile Ryan Mallett. He has a big live arm. He has a strong arm, but he doesn't have the touch passes. He doesn't do the touch passes. He could drill it to you. So if your corner if your receiver beats your corner deep, he gonna be able to deliver that ball. He could put that ball in the air, but he doesn't have the right precision. Like he doesn't deliver the passes correctly, and that's the reason why he can miss wide open receivers sometimes. And he doesn't make the good throws, the easy throws, the throws you'd be like, why did he miss that throw? He got such a strong arm because he has a strong arm with no touch. Um, so I have my questions about that. So you have to force him to pass. Now when he gets out the pocket, like I say, he's a mobile Ryan Mallett because he can run out the pocket. I think he has over 500 yards rushing. He has 9 rushing touchdowns. Like he's a guy who can move. He kind of runs a little bit like Cam. He's not as good as Cam, but I mean he a big dude. He was like 6'6", like 240 something like that, 235, 240 something like that, somewhere in that range. So he's a big solid dude. He'll be hard to bring down. It's definitely good that you're gonna bring somebody back like JJ, even though what people might have their questions about what JJ really gonna bring to the table. For the most part, I think that he's gonna free up Merciless because we just paid Merciless. Merciless has played the same amount of games, playoff games as JJ. Merciless has more playoff sacks. Merciless is a better player in the playoffs than he is in the regular season. And I think when you put JJ, the team is going to have to account for JJ because they don't want to let JJ lose. So if they do that, Merciless going to come away free. And I think that Merciless is going to be, this is going to be a big impactful game for Merciless. Like Merciless, we just paid you, shows that you was worth that bag. Especially if JJ's going to be drawing some double team, you should be freed up. Show us you worth that bag and put pressure. But it's gonna be hard to bring this kid down because, like I said, he is a big guy. He is big. He's like I said, 6'6", 230 plus, 240 plus. But you have to force him to beat you with his arm because if he gets out the pocket, that's where he becomes dangerous with his legs and making throws on the run. If we force him to pass from a pocket passing standpoint, I think you can confuse him and I think you beat him. Rack, play, press, man. These are not zone corners. You know, every time we play zone, you know we get crushed, right? How about when we play against the Chiefs? I talked about the 2 biggest wins of the season, the Chiefs and the Patriots game. Both of those games you played aggressively. You played a lot of press in the Chiefs game, and you played damn near press the whole Patriots game outside of when you allowed them to come back. And I think that was more so you just trying to help them eat up the clock because you were trying to get up out of there. So I actually excuse you on that. I had no problems on how they coached the game against the Patriots. I really don't. I really have no problem how they coached the game against the Patriots because I know what they were trying to do. They were just trying to make them eat up the clock, and that's how he was able to get all them touchdowns and get them yards because he was trying to make them eat up the clock, and it worked to the Texans' advantage. So play that type of style because you see how your corners played in that game. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first time all the corners played together because Roby wasn't playing with Hargraves and Conley. But like Hargraves and Conley played well in those games. Roby played well in those games. Roby looked like defensive player of the week in that game. Roby was playing extremely aggressive. That's how you need to coach this game. Now, to the offense. The biggest bugaboo, really, because I brought some stats yesterday on Sauce that basically it's the same offense statistically from last year this year. Like they average the same amount of yards per game, one less rushing yard, the same amount of passing yards, and I think two fewer points or a point and a half fewer than last year with better weapons. With Will Fuller playing more. Cause I mean, we talk about Will Fuller ending up the lineup. Will Fuller played 11 games this year. Last year he only played 7. He only played 7 games last year. I don't hear some games he left early. But he left early in the Tampa Bay game. He left early in the Colt game, if I'm not mistaken, too. But you know what? He also left early in the Colt game last year and the Cowboy game last season, too. So he didn't play, even though he started 7 games, he didn't play, even though he started 7 games, he didn't play all seven, all those 7 games he started, he didn't fully play. And he was at practice today, so it looked like he will be playing on Saturday. I don't know if he's going to be 100%, but like I said last night, I think he mostly be a decoy because with him on the field, you have to roll coverage over there. And that's going to free up Hop. That's going to free up Steals. And that's going to open up running lanes. Because if you come out there with Hop on one side, Will Fuller on the other side, you have Kenny Steals in the slot, they cannot put 8 men in the box. The defense cannot afford to stack the box up. Because Carlos Hyde is not that big of a threat. Carlos Hyde's not Zeke. He's not Saquon Barkley. He's not Todd Gurley. He's not Nick Chubb. He's not even Derrick Henry of this year. So you're not gonna stuff the box, 8, 9 men in the box, especially when you got these weapons on the outside. So that's gonna open up that box, and that's how Carlos Hyde gonna be able to eat. See, it all works together. Use your offense to let Carlos Hyde eat. But my thing is with this offense and Bill O'Brien, because to me, he said today in this press conference that we're a game plan offense. We're a game plan offense. I hate that. I hate that. Oh, we try to do what we think we can exploit on the defense. Stop that. Your strength on this team is throwing the football. You have a quarterback who's a very accurate quarterback who has a good enough arm who can deliver the ball wherever you want him to. You got weapons all the way. You got the best receiver in the league in Hop. You got a fast burner in Fuller. You have a safety net and a third receiver in Steals. Have a solid tight end in Darius Fields, especially in the red zone, especially when it comes in the red area. He's definitely solid. And I think Akins and Thomas can make some moves. Not to mention you got now you got Duke Johnson to throw out the backfield too. So this offense has a whole bunch of weapons from a throwing standpoint. That's a strength. You bolster up the offensive line. You have a Pro Bowl left tackle in Larry Tunsil. You have a Pro Bowl alternate center in Nick Martin. Nobody talked about Max Sharpen. Max Sharpen name ain't been brought up none this year, which is a good thing. When offensive lineman name is not being brought up, it means they're not doing nothing stupid. You have a solid enough offensive line. I think the sacks went from 62 to 30 something. Like the sack number went completely down for Deshaun Watson this year because you did a good job bolstering the offensive line. Kudos to you. Throw the football. Make them dictate to you. That's what the Chiefs do. That's what the Ravens do. That's what New Orleans does. That's what Green Bay, that's what these other high-power offenses do. Like I've been saying this for the past month. They walk into every game, either you're going to stop us or we're going to hang 50 on you. What you want to do today? That's how the Texans and Bill O'Brien should approach, because last time we seen Deshaun in the playoff game last year, he did not play well. He didn't play well. But at the same time, he didn't have his weapons. Hop was hurt. No Fuller. No Demaryius Thomas. You had Kiki, who's a rookie coming back. I think that was his first game he played in over a month. You had Vincent Smith. You just had not a good offensive line. Lamar Miller. Did Lamar Miller play that game? I don't remember if Lamar Miller was hurt in that game or not. I can't even remember now. But still, your offense is completely better now. Even if Will Fuller don't play on Saturday, your offense right now is completely better than that offense that stepped on the field last year against Indianapolis. And he didn't play well. I know he wants to avenge that. The last time we seen him this year against Tampa Bay, he didn't play well. So I think that he's going to come out there with a full vengeance. But let me warn you, because I don't want you to do what you did against the Ravens. Come out there and try to do too much. Play your game, Deshaun. That's what you got to do. You have to play your game. That's what I need you to do. Go out there and play Deshaun Watson football. And you good. You good. I know this is the top defense, but against the Patriots defense, there was supposedly one of the greatest on pace to be the greatest defense greatest defense of the decade. Even after they played the Ravens and got annihilated against them, they still was on track. You read that defense like a book at home. You should be able to do that same thing to this because I think that Patriots defense is probably neck and neck. I think because they pretty much played the same opponents. The Ravens, the Patriots and the Bills. They pretty much played the same opponents outside of each other. So I can probably say maybe that Patriots defense is a better defense than the Bills defense. So I can say I think they like I said the second best defense in the AFC behind the Patriots. I'll give it that. So you should be able to read that defense the same way you read the Patriots defense. You should be able to read like a book. This game is way more meaningful. This is a playoff game. That was just a regular season game. Yeah, it was Sunday night, but this Saturday night. Saturday afternoon / Saturday night. But everybody gonna be watching because it's the only game that's on. And then right after us, the Titans walk into Foxborough. And Texas fans, I'm gonna be honest with you, you should want the Titans to win for two reasons. One, especially if the Texans win. If the Titans win, the Titans go to Baltimore and you go to Kansas City. And I think the Texans actually have a very good chance of beating Kansas City in Kansas City. They have a better chance of winning in Kansas City than beating Kansas City in Houston. I think Kansas City will have the advantage in Houston. If we play Kansas City, I'll get into that in that video. But also to put more pressure on this Bill O'Brien situation because this will be another year that divisional opponent got into the playoffs. Will it be another year that you only are one and done and your divisional opponent advances like last year? Bill O'Brien has been here 6 years. Has four division titles in 6 years. But the two times he didn't win a division in 14 and in 17, the team that won the division made it to the AFC Championship game. The Colts made it to the AFC Championship game in 14. The Jags made it to the AFC Championship game in 17. Also, in 2017, the Titans, led by Marcus Mariota, won a playoff game on the road. Your only playoff victory is against Connor Cook. And if you lose Saturday, you'll be 1-4 in the playoffs. That's why I say the season begins Saturday. The evaluation process begins Saturday. Forget everything we've been saying up to this point. Forget everything we've been saying up to this point. The evaluation begins on Saturday. What are you going to do? Are you going to pass or are you going to fail? I need to know. Should you be prepared? Should you be cleaning out your office Sunday morning? Or should you be preparing to either be going to Kansas City or to Baltimore? You pick. You pick which one. Those are your three options. Getting ready to clean out your office or preparing for Baltimore or preparing for Kansas City. Which one? I know I want to be it. But let me know where you want to be at. Like, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't clicked that bell. Get more videos. Don't forget, tag them to rock this color rush jerseys. I holla.